All right, there we are. Live. It's a Band of Bards comic chat, and we have tonight Elyse Russell and Dany Rivera, the creative duo behind Sentience, the new American light novel that we are launching on Zoop next Monday.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's so soon.
Yes. We got Ro in the chat. Ro is one of the co-editors, along with everybody's favorite comic maven. I always want to say comics maven, but it's comic maven, Nicole DeAndrea. So, hey, Ro.
Hi, Ro. Hi.
All right. If anybody's watched the stream before, you know the first couple minutes we just kind of sit here as people tune in and chit chat, and as I get everything finalized and set up. But how's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good. Just glad it's the weekend. Tomorrow I get to go to a rock, gem, and fossil show.
Ooh.
And that is going to be fun.
Cool.
Going to see some old rocks and things. I'm a nerd. That's my idea of a good time. Buy me a gem or we're over, Ro says. Yeah, but you're not specifying. You would rather have a gem than a fossil? Really? Fossils are better.
I believe you.
Dinosaur bones.
Depends on if you can sell it. If I can sell it, then I can make some more comics.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have a collection of fossils. It's like my own little personal museum.
Nice.
Fossils are gems by default? Oh, they're not.
No, I don't think so.
What are you up to this weekend, Dany?
Work. Yeah, I have to finish some things. Some things, secret
Some
things.
stuff and things.
But in Sunday, I have like a jet, but it's not a jet. It's like a more cheaper than a jet, in the sea. Before we start like this vacation week, because my little town is going to be very, very busy, and so I don't want to go out. So I'm starting there. Yeah. So yeah.
What about you, Tim?
What am I doing? I need the calendar. Oh, we got tickets to the Philharmonic tomorrow.
Nice. Gonna go
Cool.
see
some fancy music.
fancy music.
I never remember what it's. I just like to go see live music. So my wife, she actually understands all the stuff, like the terminology and all that. She has a much better appreciation. I tell her, I just kind of like go there and I tell her I want more bass, I want more cymbals, I want that guy smashing drums and hitting the pipes.
I don't think that happens at the Philharmonic.
Sometimes. There was a pretty cool show last Sunday. They did a fundraiser for Ukraine. So I had a bunch of really cool music. It's just still have the sheet down here. But that was neat. Some I don't know. I tell her the violins are like undersized guitars and they suck. And that always gets her going.
What?
Yeah.
I used to play violin.
So
They do not suck.
I told her if they were bigger, they'd
fighting.
be cooler, and that's why I like the stand-up bass.
Those are cool.
Yeah. No, I just let me go see some live music. I like. We actually have a bunch of shows to go to this month, which was cool. I got The Darkness and the Deads coming to Buffalo on the 20th.
I don't know enough about bands. I'm sorry.
But it's a couple of rock bands. The Darkness are from England, and gosh, they probably had like their very first big album in the right at like 2000 or 2001. So it's weird that they're like almost old now. And the Dead Deads are a neat band out of Nashville that Chris actually got to see them at the same venue that they're playing at in a couple weeks, and he did the photography for them. And
Cool.
he told me about them. That's how I started to become a fan. And then a couple years after that, we were going down to Nashville to see Jimmy Buffett play New Year's Eve show. And I drove us from Buffalo to Nashville straight shot, and we got into our like Airbnb, hung out for a couple hours, and it was like, hey, the Dead Deads are going to be playing a New Year's Eve show at this place called the Lipstick Lounge. Let's go check it out. And, you know, those are the kinds of things I put my wife through. Like driving for 10 and a half or 11 hours, and then be like, let's go to a show.
But I want a nap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think she very much wanted to just nap, and I wanted to go. I wanted to go see some rock, and it was followed by like drag queen karaoke right afterwards, which is cool. And Lizzie Hale from Hailstorm
Yes.
sang. That was so fucking cool to see.
Shitting
Lizzie's,
me.
yeah, she just got up and
I
did some
love her.
karaoke. It was
I love her
amazing.
so much. That's cool.
Yeah. So see, that get me rambling. So why you don't ask me what I'm up to? Because I'll just go.
You're one of those people that doesn't require a lot of sleep, though, aren't you?
Depends.
Really?
Like
'Cause I need like 10 hours.
I'll get 10 hours and wake up tired because of apnea.
Yeah.
And I usually start to like wake up in the afternoon. So I'll be like good until midnight now. And then I'll wake up and be dead for like half of the day.
I'm a morning person.
I used to be.
Yeah. Are you a morning person, Danny?
No,
Or-
not at all.
You're a night owl. Yeah. I don't
No.
think I've ever spoken to you early in the morning.
No.
That was a dumb question.
I'm just not in the morning. I'm not. I definitely just like when I wake up early, I feel like I have a hangover. Like I just don't. I better sleep more and wake up ready to crush the day. You know,
Do you take naps?
I do. I love naps.
Me too.
That's the very
Aw.
thing of the world. You know, the very thing is to lie to yourself. You know, you say like, I'm going to take a 20-minute nap and just sleep like an hour or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rose says naps are overrated, and she's wrong.
Wow.
Yep. She's wrong.
Okay. We're going to have problems with Rob. Okay.
Them's fighting words.
This fighting word.
I just found these little popsicle sticks that my daughter drew on.
Okay.
Little, can you see them? There's little smiley faces on them. I feel like I can just hold them up when I approve of something.
Yeah, that would be like a good idea. I can just buy my Canterbury. No, but yeah, I
Oh,
approve. I approve.
approve. Can
All I've got is a stupid stress ball.
It's squeaky too. Whenever you squeeze it, it squeaks.
Does it?
Wow.
Oh man, it's like pooping stuff everywhere. Oh no. Gross. Weird foam, and it's probably gonna give me
Squeaky
cancer.
shitty balls.
Yeah, pretty much. I think I got that from my boss. One of them.
The one that's bad.
Yeah,
You gave me a defective ball, man.
that makes sense though. So, anyway, I think we're supposed to talk about sentience, right?
Yes.
Yes, rough
Whenever
segue.
you tell us to.
Anyway, so most of the people tuning in probably have been seeing all the other tweets and everything else about sentience, but it's always nice to hear it straight from the Mouth of the creators.
Thank you for not saying the horse's mouth.
I had that going through my head. I'm like, that is absolutely the wrong thing to say. You can probably see it on my face if we go back and watch the replay. That like, nope, strike that word. Find something different.
I'd have just been like,
I could see it coming too. But no, Sentience has been an interesting development. How long have we been talking about it for? At least 8 months, right?
at least, yeah. I can't remember the exact month I got the idea for it. Danny might, because yeah, right off the top of the head, because I saw Hyphen Punk takes comics, and I wanted to get a comic short out there that would show off what me and Danny can do, and so I said, would you be willing to do this with me? And she said yes. And so I started thinking about it, and I really wanted to do something about an assassin because I like assassins. And it just kind of went from there. And I sent her little sketches that are really stupid. And then she came back with sketches that are awesome. So we have that 4-page prequel that's out there on Hyphen Punk that you can just go read. And then I was thinking about it, and I just really liked playing with the characters, and I wanted to make it into a graphic novel. And I was like, we could use this 4-page short as like a little like preview pitch.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't find a place for it, and I was also focusing on other things. And then I started thinking about, do I want to do comics or prose with this? Maybe I should just make it into a novel. Maybe it would be easier to, I don't know, get out there somehow. So I was kind of waffling like publicly on Twitter because that's what I do. It's just like, I don't know what to do with this. And Chris commented about having an idea. So I talked to Chris, and he talked about light novels, and I said, I can do that. And I told Danny about it, and she said, I can do that too. So here we are. So it's kind of the brainchild of me, Danny, and Chris.
Just like the pocket artist for Elyse. She just dragged me everywhere.
I do. This is great. I love doing this, but you know what would make it better? Danny. I think I'm just gonna bring Danny with me.
Yeah, and I'm like, I like to draw like pretty people and happy people, and then Elyse came in horrific creatures. What about that? Or what about blood and androids and flying creatures and all these like, oh yeah, I think I can do that too.
And you know what? You nail it. You are so good at drawing creepy creatures. Yeah.
I tried.
Yeah, Chris was a lot more familiar with the light novel. I don't think I had ever heard of that format until he brought it up.
I hadn't either.
And apparently that's common if you're an American. So that right there is probably what hooked me onto it. Oh, that's cool. It's something different, which presents a challenge when you're trying to introduce something different and new. But it's also a fun challenge. That like, hey, these are things that aren't super well known in America, so why don't we just try and go put our own little mark on it? That's the fun part of it to me, I guess. And I don't know if that's fun for anybody else, but
it is
getting to label it as an American light novel.
It's not American light novel.
Depends which side of the Mason-Dixon you live on, I guess. But yeah, that's partly like a marketing shtick to call it American light novel, right? But it's also important to differentiate that what we're doing compared to your standard. And it is a little bit playing to our core fan base, which predominantly comes from the U.S. But it's fun to make a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek joke that it's American because we're supersizing it. and getting a double dose of the artwork. So
I liked it when you described it to me because it made me think of you could feasibly put it in two different sections of a bookstore then.
mhm.
You could put it in with the sci-fi fantasy section with prose, and then you could also have it in the comics section,
Yeah,
which
definitely.
double whammy,
Yeah, I mean,
double whopper, or whatever.
double Big Mac,
Double.
double quarter pounder.
I don't eat burgers, so I'm struggling with this. I'm sorry.
Double
Well, we
Western.
lost him.
Yeah. No, it's a good thing I had dinner just a little bit ago, so I'm not going to really stray too far off.
You just get up and leave otherwise.
I know,
Sorry, guys,
right?
I gotta go to McDonald's.
Need to get that greasy burger. No, yeah, that's fun. I like the tongue-in-cheek joke. It gives me some fun stuff to play around with on the marketing side. And yeah, like, let's talk about having it multiple places on the in a bookstore. It is important to find as many distribution methods and channels as you can, to delve into like the nerdier business side of it. But that, I think, is something that Chris and I have intentionally decided to run with, because it'll help us get your work out to, a broader audience. For one thing, you're crossing over different genres. You're crossing over both comics and, I guess, regular prose readership. And you can get something into a comic shop, usually only through Diamond or Lunar. Comic shops don't typically buy from Ingram, but something like this you can sell through Ingram, and that will allow you to instantly get global distribution, and it'll also allow you to get into those bookstores, into those independent bookstores, the big box stores, get into libraries, which is kind of neat. So hopefully, from my side of the camera, I'm able to do my job well enough that actually does get your book into all those different places.
I have confidence in you.
Someone needs to have it. So we talked, mentioned the double dose of art. Danny, are you having fun drawing all these crazy things that Elyse is dreaming up for you?
Always.
Is fun the right word, though?
When there's spiders.
Challenge.
Right, there's spiders. Danny's terrified of spiders.
Oh yeah. That's true. So I'm not looking forward to do that. But
She's gonna take a really long time drawing this current illustration she's working on, just because she knows the next one has a giant spider in it. This one's gonna be so detailed.
yeah, I'm so sorry. It's taking so long. Yeah. We can skip to the other one.
The mechanical caravans are kind of like spiders.
Yeah, but I don't have to draw the like the things.
Oh, it's the mouth parts that bother you,
Yeah,
huh?
it's the word of the spiders, and no, it's not the same.
See, I don't like the abdomens.
Don't make me talk about it.
I don't like the abdomens. There was this pig barn near where I grew up, and they had spiders so big that you could hear their abdomens dragging on the ground.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Danny. I should not have said that. Just anyway, about the art. Aside from the spiders, are you having fun with it?
Yeah. Besides, I actually for every project or every illustration, I do this like recollection of references. And one client of mine told me, like, I need a spider for this introduction, and for a comic, and I'm like, do you really? I mean, There's another creatures that can be there. I don't know, and it's like now like a big spider, and I'm like looking for it. Yeah, as Matt says on the comments, but
I quit.
I can't. No, I did it, but I feel like a week like crawling spiders over my back while I was drawing. Like I can't do that again. But I have to. Thank you, Elyse. But.
This is making me rethink the third one in the series. The main character's a spider. I'm so sorry, I have a cold.
We can have a double for artists. I can
hire another artist
that enters in these scenes.
Need a spider specialist.
Yeah.
See, I'm not scared of spiders. I am terrified of pigs.
Pigs.
So when I was researching you before I decided to hire you, Dany, way back for Brunhilde stuff,
Oh, yeah.
I looked at your portfolio and I saw a bunch of pictures of dudes with pig heads, and I was just like, so I know how you feel.
What you say? She's the one.
Like, okay, I have to be calm and just judge this. It's a pig, but it's very well drawn. She does have skill.
Yeah, I had a lot of a bunch of weird commissions. Yeah, that doesn't even scratch the surface of the weird commission I've done. But yeah, it's a dark world here.
Very dark. Oh.
Very dark.
Well, I did promise you that I would get you involved in a project with like hot people, and I'm following through on that. So I'm trying to make up for the spiders, and I will make it up to you for the rest of our lives.
I'm okay with it.
So, at least you want to talk a little bit about this world, though, that you're creating?
Sure. Any of you guys ever played Skyrim?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the Dwemer, the long gone dwarven mechanical people that just kind of left all their ruins around.
Yeah.
I loved all of that, and that
was cool.
Where my steampunk, those little things that come out and shoot you, and they kind of like roll into a ball, and then they come and they've got legs.
Oh, yeah, fuck those things.
The legs made me think of the legged wagons. That plus the thing in Beauty and the Beast where one of his inventions is enchanted or something, and like captures Maurice or whatever and takes him somewhere. Yeah, so I haven't actually read a ton of steampunk books. I have a couple of series that I like, but I like the Skyrim. I think it's funny that there's steampunk aspects in Skyrim, but I like them, and like BioShock is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always liked the idea of, okay, I'm going to be really nerdy here, but I'm a Trekkie, and there's this episode of TNG where they talk about whether or not Data is a person. And he's a hologram. So they talk about whether he's sentient or not, and that is my favorite episode ever. So I was thinking about that and thinking about the machines, and when does a robot become a person?
Yeah.
And I mean, there's magic involved, so I cheated a little bit, but I was playing with that when I started thinking about the world of sentience. And I really like drawing fantasy maps. They're not good. Don't ask to see them. But I like to think about like the animals that live in different regions and what do the people dress like in every region and building the world that way. And I've done a lot of that for Sentience. Probably too much.
It's very cool, though. I mean, personally, I like seeing all that detail. It's just fun seeing a little bit of that stuff that is you maybe not even going to ever see in the book itself, but to see like all those different details thought through, and understand all the different context of a book that feeds into the why things are happening. It's always neat.
Yeah, I'm a big sucker for any. Sorry, my kids are screaming. um, any fantasy series that requires like a guide to go along with it. So like A World of Ice and Fire or the Silmarillion or anything like that. I am there.
So, and that's fun too. I think it would be neat to maybe make some maps. I don't know. That's
I
something
can
I
think
like.
of one person I know that makes professional fantasy maps. Because of course I know someone who does that, right?
Hey,
Although I don't know, Danny, do you make maps? Uh-oh, we're just having camera problems. Sorry, that cut out. What'd you say?
I'm back. Hello. No, I never done maps before.
You wanna? Oh.
that's a way to answer.
I thought you actually fell. I was like, I can't help her.
Uh-oh. Both going down.
Oh, man. Yep, and then there was just him.
That's the end of the show. No one wants to hear from me.
Looks like someone in the chat agrees with me about that being the best episode of Star Trek.
Yeah.
Yep. It is the most thought-provoking. Thank you for agreeing with me, Matthew.
I thought that was one of the most interesting parts of the Solo movie. Right? You have... No. Young Lando has a droid who is very much all about droid revolution, droid independence, and their sentient beings themselves. And it's kind of put in there for a little bit of like comedic relief, but it's also like one of the more interesting parts about that movie, I thought.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a line. There's a subplot like that to the Fallout video games as well with synths. There's a synth called Nick Valentine in, is it Fallout 4? God, I don't know. But I really liked him, and he was another, like if I hadn't played that game and really liked the character of Nick Valentine, I would never have thought to write about an android.
It's neat. Like, I mean, it's definitely something that comes up in a lot of different works. And, you know, it's probably one of those things that can never be written about too much, because it just goes to like a really basic idea of like what gives us sentience, what gives us life.
It's very applicable. Yeah,
and I mean that can feed into the whole, you can really go up to an extreme and connect that to like, okay, at what point is a human a living thing,
right?
And you know,
and just thinking of other people as persons, like, yeah,
you know, aside from like the very hot button issue, but how do we handle interacting with each other, and how do we, you know, you see some folks in society that just clearly do not look at other human beings as human beings, right? And just see cogs in a machine, ends to a means, or, you know, it doesn't even have to be that cold-hearted, but like everybody is guilty about like walking by a homeless person at some point in their lives and like just disregarding them because you're in a rush or you're busy, or, you know, you're not sure if you know, you don't want to like go up to a person and, you know, you're afraid for your safety or this or that. Like, right. We all make different excuses for and ways to like excuse ourselves for dismissing another human being.
I actually do address that a bit in Sentience, because the city that Mother presides over has no homeless citizens, and there is a reason for it.
I can only guess.
But it forces Kyra to think about it, yeah.
No, it's cool. I mean, we don't want to give spoilers away, obviously, but we do need to talk about some of the more parts of the book. So, like, the two main characters are pretty much, and I've had to kind of stumble through this. I don't think I'm saying the sorceress mother's name correctly, but Tessine?
Tessian.
Tessian.
It's okay. It's a fantasy name. If you mispronounce it, it's not gonna like. I'm not gonna.
You know, I grew up figuring out how to pronounce Polish names. So when there's a lot of vowels in a name, it fucks me up. So Kira, much easier for me to say. So like, I want to talk about just who those characters are and maybe like working with Danny to collaborate on drawing those two characters and how to bring them to life.
Yeah. Let's see. Who Kyra is. She thinks that she is not a person and she has no soul, and therefore she doesn't need to be held accountable for her actions. She thinks that as long as she's obeying her creator, mother, she's doing what she's supposed to be, and she doesn't have to question morals. And she learns throughout the book that that's wrong. As far as the creation of what she looks like, I sent Danny a mood board, and she designed from there. So she made all those cool whirling designs on the metal, and yeah, the eyes are the most important part. They're just black with a ring of green light. So in the story, there's a thing called soul energy, or SE. And that's what Kyra needs to drink to keep herself animated. And when she drinks more of it, her eyes glow more brightly. So there's a panel in that prequel short, where it focuses in on her eyes, and Danny did just an outstanding job on that.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a lot of fun to do. What did you think when I asked you to draw a robot, Danny?
Yeah. Well, I do you want me to lie?
No, tell me what you really thought.
Yeah.
Was it like,
yeah.
Shit?
I feel like, oh shit, a lot of details. And because you came with this, I have a robot assassin, and I'm like, I'm in, and you're like steampunk, and I'm like,
I'm out.
I'm not out because I love you. So I'm gonna stay in.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So I just say, okay, it's gonna be a lot
I love you too.
So yeah, I was like kind of stressed out because I was like, this is gonna take forever. But then it's like, it's no big deal. It's just obvious thing that everybody will think that it's there, and it's like, okay, I can just not work so hard at this. And yeah, we have a nice, funny incident while drawing Kira. You remember? So I went crazy with all these details, and I gave it to Elyse, and she told me, it's so pretty. Just it seems like she has a
I forgot about that.
like a male instrument down there.
She'd drawn all these cool lines all over her arm,
Yeah.
and right between her legs, it just looked like a
Huh.
So I took a picture of it, like zoomed in on that, and I just went, Danny.
And I was like,
Fix that, and we're golden.
yeah. It
Could
started
have
by
been.
3 minutes, like,
Well, there's how many different? There's 9 different. It's just a
There's
prototype.
9 androids.
It
Yeah.
was a prototype.
Yeah, the prototype had a schlong. There we go.
yeah. But I mean, it could be a
It's big,
nice
too.
tool because I mean, she can be whatever she wants. You know?
I think we just have some new unlockable content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've still got it.
We'll have to see. Maybe you can put that as a stretch goal. Everybody gets to get a print of the X-rated Android. Yeah, because we all know that thirst sells. So maybe we can go.
It really does.
Yeah. There we go.
I'm sorry.
That'll be our most successful campaign yet.
Yeah, that would be the premium Bards. Just the premium subscription.
What are you drinking? It's bright green. Or is the
No,
cup
it's
just bright
water.
green?
It's
Oh,
water.
she's got soul energy.
Yeah.
That's kind of the same color.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Are you an android?
Yeah, of course. It was on purpose.
You're wearing a skin.
Is it pretty?
So pretty. I love it.
So the soul energy. This is something that screw up again.
Tessian. You
Tessian.
can just say mother.
I'm going to, but that sounds creepy too. Tessian. I need the practice. So Tessian has monopoly on soul energy.
Yes.
How long did it take her to build that up, and what does she use it for?
She's over 200 years old, and she's the most powerful necromancer in her part of the world. So she invented the process by which soul energy is made. And other necromancers tried to steal the formula because she used to have humans working in her factory before she figured out that making robots would mean that she could have control over information. Mm-hmm. So she just killed all her human workers, you know. What am I hearing? Is that me reflected back at me? Oh, crap, it is. I have an echo. That's what I sound like? Anyway, where was I? Oh, she has a monopoly on it. Yeah. So she invented it. It's hers. And it is the most powerful source of energy on the planet. So she wants to keep making the money off of it. So she ensures that by eliminating all competition. And that's part of Kyra's job.
So she uses her army of assassins to just ruthlessly take everybody out.
Anyone who is in her way will get a visit from a clockwork android, yes. So
it's almost like black magic mixed with organized crime.
Yes. Definitely a crime lord. Yes.
Nice.
Yes. She works with a lot of black market allies as well. And they didn't have them at first, but one of the things that she had developed then was skins for her androids to wear, so that they could appear human, so people wouldn't see them coming.
So how do you make those? Are they real skin or?
It's real. It's human skin. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's real, and it's made by a spider. Sorry, Danny. Manula is an arachnoid who is kept prisoner in the dungeons of Mother's Palace, and she is both a seamstress and a skin seamstress.
It's kind of creepy.
Sorry, Danny.
Yeah. That sounds like it's fun to draw.
It's only kind of creepy, right? It's more fun to describe, actually. Do you want me to bring in another artist to do the spiders? Because I totally will. I will.
No, but I would need like extra coffee just to be fine with me. You know, like I need this extra energy to do that. Yeah.
You know what? Maybe this will be like, after you're done with this, you won't be afraid of spiders anymore. It'll be like exposure.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
No? Okay.
But thank you.
You don't like the mandibles, so you can like just put like a smiley face over the rest of them as you do the rest of it, and then just save the nasty face for the last thing to do.
Like this.
That's actually a pretty great We should write that down.
I'm almost really an editor.
Yeah, but if you get the final draft of Sentience and it's got smiley faces, you're just gonna have your own self to blame.
Yeah. Like,
That's
Danny,
okay.
show me your pencils. You know, like, yeah, but.
All right. So, what kind of missions is Kira going on? Kyra?
Kyra.
You like
It doesn't-
Kyra?
I go with Kyra.
Kyra.
Doesn't matter though.
I gotta work on my emphasis.
Emphasis.
So, I know there's an opening where we've got the little like mechanical caravan, and Kyra's going on, kind of like a mission, and it's almost, it's funny. It's like a video game in some respects. You've got that first opening mission where you get introduced to everything, and it's kind of like the training mission where you get the feel for the game. But like, there's some. But I mean,
I'm a
like,
gamer.
well, I mean, there's some serious storytelling aspects and structure behind video games, especially now, right? Almost too much of an extreme in video games because it's like, can we get past this fucking cutscene? I just want to shoot somebody.
Yeah.
I'm a very antisocial video game player. So there's that part to it, but it's neat. Like I really enjoyed reading the whole, first mission. You get introduced to, just how very cynical she is as a character.
She's dated.
How does she change over the course of the book? Or does she?
How do I do this without spoilers?
Yeah.
You can't.
She will meet people. She will have things taken from her. She will start to wake up. And that doesn't mean that she becomes a good person, but she does become better. And I really enjoy morally gray characters.
Mm-hmm.
So villains that will suddenly do something heroic, or someone heroic who will just have a lapse in morality.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that are interesting to me. It's more fun than just hero and villain,
Yeah.
good versus bad, black and white. I prefer to have dynamic characters. So, and sometimes even when something is done with heroic intentions, it can have villainous consequences.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be shown as well. I know I'm being very vague. I'm sorry, but I have to.
Yeah, well, we can't give away spoilers, but it's, we want to talk a little bit about, she has a hero's journey, but it's a very modified hero's journey.
Yes. I would never call her a traditional hero, but she does become better than she was at the beginning. And that's because she learns the truth about who and what she is. She experiences loss, which teaches her empathy. And she meets someone who teaches her how to view everyone around her as more than just meat suits.
Oh, gosh. What is it? I'm trying to think of, I love playing Knights of the Old Republic and the assassin droid, and both of those games, it's the same HK-47. What is he? Does he just call everybody a meatbag? I think that's what you would call him. Yeah. So like very much like the same kind of general vibe there. So hey, like right? Let me tap into that. If you liked Knights of the Old Republic, buy Sentience.
Here we go.
Yeah. Let me tie those two fandoms together. Yeah, without pissing off the big mouse.
Yeah, I was trying to think of comp titles for this.
Yeah.
And it's difficult because it's a blend of things.
Yeah. I that was an interesting thing. I still have our little working document up here. What the hell? Because I found a bunch, right? Like, I thought of Ex Machina and Moral Engines, for both, it's such a freaking weird title to say Ex Machina. Ex Machina. That's why I like to read and stay quiet because I can't speak.
Well, and you pronounce it in your head, and then you find out that that's not how it's supposed to be
That's
pronounced.
my entire life.
I do that all the time.
Yeah, right. But that was a pretty. I really enjoyed that movie, and I think it's a book too. Yeah, it's a book too. But it deals with the whole same premise, right? Of an android becoming sentient, and it's super dark and twisted. So I liked it. But
Right.
I gotta thank Matt Ligeti, the comic book Yeti, for making a connection to Pinocchio.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Dude, that was like that one. I totally missed myself,
So
and I'm
did
like,
I, and I wrote it.
so it's always good to get good reviews and previews and other eyes on stuff, right? Right.
Yep.
And that's probably because I think I saw Pinocchio once or twice growing up. I just was not huge on Disney movies growing up.
The donkey thing freaked me out.
Yeah.
Did you watch Pinocchio, the Disney movie, Danny?
Of course.
The scene where all the little boys get turned into donkeys.
Yeah. I mean, it happened.
Did you say it happened?
Still happened.
Life might be more fun as a donkey. I don't know. I throw in The Princess Bride, right? Because you've got a lot of those kind of fantasy aspects with this book. It's not as cheerful as The Princess Bride, but
Cheerful.
I would say, like, if you take the scene in the Swamp of Sorrows and just imagine being there for the entire movie. There we go. So, Dark Tower series, which I know very little about, other than Idris Elba was a badass in it.
I have a weird inspiration comp.
So
Did you ever watch? Sorry?
I say the last two that I was able to connect with it, right? Tried to find like some comics that were connected to steampunk, and Monstrous stood out, which
Yes.
I have a hard time diving into something that is is dozens of issues ongoing. I've got a couple because they had like these gorgeous metallic covers, and whew, yeah, fantastic. So let me ride those coattails a little bit, and then Claymore, which was another like graphic novel I found, kind of like into the steampunk and dark fantasy genres, but
Yeah.
yeah, you gave me a good challenge with trying to figure that one out.
Sorry. Thank you. Actually, the cover for Monstrous was one of the ones I sent to Danny for
Cool.
some inspiration.
So I got one right.
So have you ever seen The Last Unicorn?
Oh, I think so.
There's a moment where the moment where she changes from a unicorn into a human. And she says, "I can feel this body dying all around me." That was my favorite line in the whole movie, and I've always thought about that, and that was a bit of an inspiration for this as well. So there's no steampunk in The Last Unicorn, but like The Last Unicorn, Lady Hawk, and Legend are my three
Legend.
formative
Yeah.
fantasy movies that I watched growing up over and over and over. So there's always going to be a little bit of that in everything, right?
I love Legend.
Legend's amazing. It's so campy, but Tim Curry.
Oh, but
I mean,
I
come
know
on.
Tim Curry is like the best Satan ever.
It's
And
amazing.
I don't care. That's one of Tom Cruise's top 3 movies.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's banshees in it. That witch that's in the swamp inspired Foul Witch.
Cool.
So yeah, that's a formative. Those are the like cornerstones of my mind.
There we go. If you like Legend, buy Sentience. I'm just gonna keep staying that one line and changing out titles until I get enough people to buy it.
Sorry
Awkward
if I
silence.
don't speak enough. I'm like
No.
just always in listening mode. Like
Oh,
like in the exam.
She
I'm
moves
like
her hair.
I know.
one and I'm like yeah, I'm processing.
I'll, have you? Are you? Do you know what movies we're talking about? Legend, Lady Hawk, The Last Unicorn.
No, I've never.
I'll send you the links to like. I'll just send you the pictures of the covers so you can just kind of get a look of what they look like, what they're like.
Okay.
You know what? We could do a movie night of Legend because that would be amazing. There's no spiders. There's no
No, but do
spiders.
you remember the
No.
last movie I had with you? And it was
Yeah,
such
it was
a
Men in
weird
Tights.
thing. Yeah, that was so weird.
That was probably not the best movie to start you with for movie nights. She had never seen Men in Tights.
What?
She's like, "This is what you Americans like. This is
Mhm.
what you watch."
Yeah, I was like, so this is classic in American, And it is, of course. And I was like, oh, okay. Awesome.
Yellow was there.
Yeah. That's a Mel Brooks classic.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, Abe Lincoln. Hey, Blinken. I love it. My favorite part is when he finds the blind guy on watch, and then he just walks away on his horse, and he just goes, "Twit."
I always liked when he had Mel Brooks as the rabbi, the traveling rabbi, and everybody's lining up to get. They want to know what a circumcision is, and he's like, "Oh, it's they just sing with the ladies. They love it." And everybody's like, "Oh, I want too." And he's got his little mini guillotine. I don't know that and the scene where Little John like falls into the like barreling trickling water and thinks he's drowning.
Ro just said, "So happy." The way that lady says she's happy. Oh, I'm so happy. Yep. Meanwhile, Danny's just sitting there watching it.
Yeah.
Disapproval.
Legend is totally different. I
You
promise.
deserve the Daredevil.
Uh-oh.
We don't get Keanu Reeves because we don't get approval.
No, they can't read that.
We'll maybe you can pick the movie next time.
I will.
Okay.
And it will be a shitty Mexican movie for you to see how I feel.
You know what? I will watch it, and I will like it.
Okay.
What are some of your favorite movies, Danny?
Well, I'm a classy girl. I like
You think I'm classy?
quite the opposite.
There's not too many people that I would allow to get away with that, but you're one of them, so keep going.
So, really, I will blame my lack of English about it.
You're okay.
So, just Pride and Prejudice, and for action, my John Wick movies.
Huh?
So, that will be my two like.
Which Pride and Prejudice? The newer one?
All of them.
All
But,
of them?
yeah.
Even the series that's got him coming up out of the lake with the wet shirt.
No.
You don't like that one?
That's not Pride and Prejudice.
That is too Pride and Prejudice. It's the BBC version.
No. Which one?
With
I
Colin
confused
Firth.
with Bridgerton. Because this guy also it's all wet from the Bridgerton series.
Oh, Bridgerton. You've watched that too?
I'm watching it.
Where are you at? Are you in the first season or the second season?
The second season.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes? No? You like it?
Yeah, I'm liking it. I'm in the second episode. I
was talking to Chris about it. Who watches it, by the way? And he said he got mad at the ending because they wound up together. And I'm like, dude, it's a romance show. If they didn't wind up together, people would be mad. That's not a spoiler because it's a romance show.
It is.
They end up together. Come on. Yeah, no. Bridgerton, season finale, everyone dies.
Okay, I'll watch.
That would be if I wrote it.
Yeah,
That would be if I wrote it.
I would watch that.
Yeah, but I find like Pride and Prejudice zombies quite fun, quite entertaining. You know,
I have never seen that actually.
it's on Netflix if you want to see it.
Is it?
It's it.
We could do that for movie night.
Yeah, of course. You can join team.
Okay.
If it's Pride and Prejudice and zombies,
Yeah.
I think Tim would like it more than just straight
At
Pride
least
and
one part.
Prejudice.
I just make this stuff up in my head anyway. Like, my wife gets so pissed off at me if she's watching like Grey's Anatomy, and I'll just wait for there to be like this brief pause between some lines with the characters and interject my own lines, and then I get yelled at.
I bet they're golden.
I think so. Robin, not so much.
You're ruining it.
Pretty much. It's just-
Damn it, Tim.
Yeah, she's like, get the hell out. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't watch a whole lot of TV.
I don't anymore.
I never remember to keep up with stuff. You know, and I'll fall behind on something, and then I just quit.
I think Bridgerton and The Witcher are the only things I've watched in the past like 2 years. Maybe.
I just have to keep going back to the same stuff I like to stream anyway. Like, I'm started to rewatch the Punisher series now that it's back on Disney Plus now.
It's like comfort food, but they're shows.
Mm-hmm. It's bloody faces, and it makes me feel warm inside. So.
So relatable.
Speaking of out of control maniacs, we have a bunch of assassin droids.
What did I do?
Oh, I'm trying to keep bringing it back to the
Oh yeah,
sentence.
yeah, we're
I
wandering.
know. Yeah, I'm not good at hosting because I just will shut up and listen myself. But no. What else should we say about Sentience as we are getting ready to wrap up?
Show some art.
Okay, let's see how I can do
people
it.
the final legged wagons because she changed the perspective from what was originally posted on Twitter. It looks different now.
Okay.
And it looks really cool. And Chris is posting an octopus, and I don't know why. Does that mean something?
I got the bird you sent me. I don't have the final legged wagons.
Yeah, I sent it to the Discord. No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ow.
I maybe spoil it.
No, I just have to reopen. I think I had quit out of Discord. It was pissing me off.
We kind of live on Discord. Well, I do.
Yeah. I don't have it.
Okay, hang on.
Yeah.
Let me find it, and I
Shoot that
will.
over to me, and I will post
Give
it
it to
up on
you.
the Band of Bards Twitter.
There it
Get a
is.
little bit of an art reveal.
And paste. Yes. Yes. Here it comes. Here it comes. You ready? Okay, no, it's there it is. Okay.
Oh, fuck, that's cool.
Right?
I should probably show everybody else.
Hogging it.
Uh-huh. Oh, I can't show me shiny images and stuff and expect me to maintain focus. All right.
Yep, Danny decided to switch up the perspective,
I like it.
and it fits the tone of the scene very, very well.
So this, let me can let everybody know, this is from the first chapter that we were talking about. There's the legged wagons. And what's about to happen in this scene?
Bad things?
Bad things?
An ambush.
Ooh.
So that's why it makes sense to have
Yes.
it look like someone's watching. Because someone definitely is. Multiple someones. Large someones. Clicky, clicky, clicky.
Yeah.
Can you show it on the live stream here?
I can't. I need
No?
to change some settings, and I had to quit out of Chrome in order to do that, which I found out last time I tried to share the screen, and then I forgot to change the settings in between streams. I saw something shiny, and I forgot to do something, right? So I will hit
Hold on.
send on the tweet and pop the link into the chat.
I can show you
I think
my phone. It's not going to be like the best quality, but there it is.
I can share the screen. I think.
Can you share the screen? I don't think that works. You can't see it, can you?
No.
Too bright. Look at it. Look at it.
Okay, send tweet. Copy link.
So
How
I don't know
slow
if I'm
can I
sharing
go?
the screen. I don't know if you have to give me permission.
Yeah.
I don't know if that will work.
Let's see. Add to stream. Hey, there it is.
Oh,
Yay.
there it is.
Ah. There.
Boom.
I finally know what this layout's for. Look at that. So, those are legged wagons. Who's this little figure on foot at the trail?
That, yeah, that's Oh, I can say it. I can't.
Yep, go ahead. You take all these. This is your
Okay.
part of the baby.
No, yeah, but I don't know if I can say who it is or it is. I don't know. May I?
Yes, of course.
Okay. That's Kyra,
Oh.
or how I say it, Kira, right? So yeah, then she's watching for these wagons. Yeah, that was hard actually to do, but here we are.
And you nailed it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Really did. I told her, go ahead and just make the plants look very otherworldly.
Oh, I
And
love it.
the trees are so cool.
I don't know, they look like giant mushrooms, and it reminds me of Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah. There's like a giant centipede there. And, yep. Very cool.
Oh, I love it. So,
And those wagons are just perfect.
Yeah, it was your idea. So.
I like it. I like the all the exhaust and stuff coming out on the sides.
Uh-huh. And Danny, in my sketches, they were literally a box with like stick figure legs coming out. So
Yeah, but I will have use like other kind of vehicle, like actual I don't know, actual like car,
uh-huh.
like with these wheels. I will use wheels, so that's
Yeah.
not very simple of my part. So yeah, it's a good idea. I'm a basic person, a basic and practical person. So
Oh,
Yeah. Well, they've got those legs for. I mean, I told you about the inspiration behind it with Skyrim and stuff, but also because they can fight with them.
cool.
oh,
They have very sharp tips, and when they're under attack, they circle the wagons and they plunk down, and then they stick their legs up in the air, and they can stab with them.
Nice.
Because
I,
why
I
not?
didn't know that. So thank you for the details after I finished them.
We like to circle the wagons here in Buffalo, so that's fun for me. I'm sorry, I had to put that. I had to say it. So, what
Sorry.
what makes these things run? Do they operate
Steam
on
and
solar energy?
magic.
Ooh,
There is solar energy in there, yep.
cool.
Not a lot.
Hmm.
Just a drop each with the steam power.
I see.
And they're a bit enchanted as well. And that's why
Very
they
cool.
can fight, because otherwise, how would they possibly know?
Hmm. So
That's
it's
the nice
not.
thing about fantasy is how does that work? Magic.
Yeah, I like it. So it's not like a pilot driving them and doing that. They have like their own brains almost.
They follow whistled commands, as do the birds.
Mm.
And it's at frequencies that humans can't hear, so only the androids can command them.
That definitely helps when reacting to an ambush.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to not like have my brain go down that path too much.
Yeah, you messaged about like
Yeah.
ambush tactics, and I was like, I'm never gonna piss him off.
I realized I like, may have provided a little bit more detail than you were looking for.
Oh no, I like the detail.
I don't know.
Elyse had messaged me and she sent a few different options for how they looked, and she's asking me, I'm like, well, I was pretty sure I could, from remembering reading it, but I couldn't remember off the top of my head that it was supposed to be an ambush scene. I was like, so I gave my opinion on like which kind of point of view seemed to fit best with that. And I was like, an ambush, you gotta start with like your most devastating weapon first, and then have everybody like. And I just was starting to like go down army brain, and
And what I was gonna respond with until my kid distracted me was, "That's great, but these ambushers are not smart."
yeah. So like, it's always good to know, like textbook what's the proper way and like the best and effective way to do something. So if you want to make somebody look like a complete incompetent jackass, you're like, so this is what should happen. Now I need to write the opposite of
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
Yep. So,
Yeah, they're more of the just they're here, charge.
yeah,
Type.
yeah, and then yeah, that's I'm trying to stop myself from. We're not talking army shit. Yeah, so very cool. We'll make sure that is up on the Zoop page. The Zoop page, which will go active on Monday, right? You can I shared the link once, but let me pop it in again as we're wrapping up tonight. If in between my incoherent ramblings, anybody was very interested in Sentience, you can follow it. The campaign on Zoop by going over to this link here that's in the chat. This will take you to the pre-launch page, and Monday, once it goes live, I believe 11 a.m. Eastern, it'll go live. You'll get a notification if you go to this link right now. It's basically just a page, has a brief description of the work, it has the cover image, and you can pop your email in, and then you'll get a notification on Monday when it launches. And if you follow our the Band of Bards Twitter, you're going to hear about it nonstop every single day for the next month and change. Yeah, this is fun. Again, American light novel. It's roughly 150 pages. Good. I'm glad I haven't
Anyone
been.
have any questions? I doubt it, but just to throw it out there if anyone has questions.
Yeah, throw your questions in the chat. Was on a train of thought and then it's gone. So that's the problem with doing these things on Friday nights, is that it's the focus starts to wane. Yeah, it does. But again, I think I say it every week. Like sometimes you just have to do the comic stuff when you can do it.
Yeah, like ideally, I would prefer to write in the mornings because that's when my brain is actually active. But I can only write at night, so just do it when you can make time for it.
Yeah, and eventually it gets done. Just might not happen as fast as you want, but you get there. All right. I want to share Twitter handles for both of you. If I can do that fastly, as I don't. I just feel super awkward. But here is Elyse. If you'd like to follow her.
Follow me!
Yay.
I talk about things.
And Dany, you're at Dany_comics.
That's me.
Bang. Hopping back and forth. And there we go. So, yeah.
It was Danny's idea, by the way, to put Kyra in the bottle on the cover, which fits so well with the theme of her being trapped by Mother. I was just like, oh, yes, let's do it.
Yeah. Well,
and the jewelry, the nail jewelry, that was all Danny too.
Very cool. I like it. It's very spooky.
She's like, what if we do this? And I was like, do it.
Violently. Do it.
That you went back to your Star Trek and you said, make it so.
Make it so.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I'm going to enjoy that whole theme there throughout the campaign of this is a very manipulative and controlling, abusive mother figure. And she genuinely is the mother of all these androids. So I don't know. I guess you hit on one of my personal biases, right?
It's an interesting dynamic to explore. And the reason it's I wanted a mostly female cast, so, and Mother is representative of more than just a mother. So, yeah.
So, all right. Well, we'll certainly have more to talk about next Friday.
Who's on next Friday?
We have balls. I didn't write it on my calendar.
You say balls too?
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing to say when I'm frustrated. Oh, balls.
Yeah.
We're Twinkies, Tim.
Jameson Alcorn, who also has a Zoop launching next week, a couple days after us. His campaign is for White Ravens. He'll come on and talk, and if you have the time, I will certainly be glad to have you back on next Friday if you are available. Yeah, if you're available.
Maybe.
Maybe. But just talking about some more Zoops, stuff like that, more comics that are crowdfunding, and see how they're going.
Fun. Looking forward to it.
You should have Elyse playing something just to have fun watching it.
All right. just want to thank everybody for tuning in. And if you either watch live or if you're watching the recording, again, please go follow the campaign for Sentience over on Zoop. Share the link over and over again. But it's zoop.dg/c/sentience. And you can follow it. And Monday we launch. We'll run until May 13th. I know, right? It sneaks up. Like this week went by so fast. Fantastic team. I can't say enough about the all-woman cast of creators.
How do I do this? How do I show off Dany? I gotta get my perspective. There's Dany. I'm showing her off like Vanna White here.
Oh, there we go. Look at that.
Oh, featured.
I took a guess with the different layouts. But yeah, Elyse is the wordsmith, Dany the artist, and our co-editors Damon Barrett Rowe and Nicole DeAndrea. Which I'm very happy that I'm remembering her name off the top of my head for a change, since I had like 2 straight weeks where like I completely stumbled. It's like I was picturing her last name and I could see the D and I could not remember the rest, and I was just like, "What? Why are you so stupid, Tim?" But all right, that's our show.
Happens. I blank on people's names too.
I'm terrible. I'm absolutely terrible.
Unless it's someone's like their dog's name. I don't remember. I don't forget someone's dog's name.
That's true.
All right, ladies, thank you for joining me tonight. Thanks for coming on to talk about your work. Yeah.
You too.
And appreciate everybody stopping by. All right, we'll see you next week. Bye.